Do you see it? Do you see what I have on my screen here? This is something I've been waiting for a long time. Those of you who have been, you know, keeping tabs on me, you guys know that I've been watching this. I've had my eye on this game since November of pretty much 2022. It might have been October, but late 2022. I've been watching this game, and it was my video in March that kind of started me on this. It was completely new for me to do a video like this on indie games. And I found that I had a appreciation for it. And so I started expanding outwards, and like, okay, well, there are other indie games that I can cover. But this game kind of, this project kind of like started that for me. And so here I am, almost a year after I made that first video. Finally, with a tangible demo, something I can get my hands on, and something I can absolutely enthrall myself with. If you guys keep up with me on Twitter, you know that I've already played this. There is no way that I was going to not play it, you know? But I'm actually... I'm going to go into this with a mindset that everybody who watches this is already aware of what's going on. Because I'm not the first content creator out there to be uploading videos on it. I might be the first one on Rumble, and if I am, I'm definitely going to take that by the horns and, you know, run with it. But yeah, here I am. For those of you who want the who want a little bit more information, you're not going to get it until I start playing it. But this is the Saya version, the Satire of Any Slave demo. This is the one that I got in my email at about 24 hours ago. I was just about to go to bed, and I got the email notification. I'm like, no way. You've got to be kidding me. It's not even April. Not even April's Fools. What is going on here? So, here I am. And without any further ado,
this is not a work of fiction. The characters and events depicted in this video game are entirely real. Any resemblance to real, living, or deceased individuals, or to actual events, is not mere coincidence. From this moment on, you will undergo the degradation of the mind, memories struggling against each other, trying to form a message, trying to remember a reason for existing in. Reality. The state or quality of having existence. However, what defines existence? What makes something exist? What is your reason for existing?
and for those of you who are curious, I did slam my face in my desk. Because, as a lot of you might know, Ace has the Discord that he runs. And oh boy, he has quoted reality for a long time. And it's just like, man, you've got to be kidding me. So to actually see this with a little bit more context, it's just like, that was my facepalm moment.
It all occurs in the real world. The person who made this game was obsessed with making an exact copy of Shibuya. A real district of Tokyo, even if it took years. But the question is, why?
Is that Nier in the background? Dude, Ace has done such a great job here. The NPCs, even though I think some of them are randomly spawning, in like some of these animations, they're not exactly, you know, the smoothest that you'd get from like AAA quality, but they're definitely comparable. So I wonder how much of this is actually like fully explorable. Uzagi Coffee, 21.
Real. That word again. Maybe it's time to wake up, don't you think? Sorry, Liamy. I got lost in my thoughts there for a sec. Oh, let's get going. I bet Emma is waiting for us at the orphanage.
Okay, so this is the Watch Dogs profiler thing. Ah! Ace, you suck. Okay, so what happens if I rest? Okay.
You won't believe what I stumbled upon near the clock tower last night.
Again? Seriously, your talent for stumbling upon hidden gems is uncanny. What's the story behind this one?
An absolute relic, I swear. Gears, engravings, the whole shebang. Thought you might be interested in solving the mystery with me.
Deciphering under the moonlight? Yeah, that sounds amazing. Until we find ourselves in secret tunnels or messing with trapdoors.
No trapdoors, okay? I promise. Come on, it could be interesting.
All right, Captain Curiosity. You can work on that. And I'll keep my ears open for, you know, any juicy nighttime gossip.
Of course. You and your gossip.
Okay, so like I said, I played this earlier, and that conversation that those two NPCs are having are not the same as when I heard the first time. I know I rested, so that might have something to do with it. Oh wow, my GPU is going nuts. Alright. So, like, I know that So there might be something to do with that. Alright, hang on. Are we better? Okay. Sorry, my microphone wants to keep screwing with me. I feel like one of those full-time streamers where like you got something going and then it's like, oh nope, screw you. But yeah, I'm convinced that there's a randomized element with those NPCs there. That's the whole thing that I'm trying to get at. Yeah, I'm not sure I want to play the guitar. Oh, really? Okay, Ace, I see how you are. I'll find some way around that. Don't you worry, my guy. Alright. I accept that challenge with the wall, don't you worry. Okay, I can hear what he's doing with the dynamic music. So if you guys have, like, headphones or something, that probably might be the best way to, you know, listen to this, but he's doing some stuff with the dynamic music, so, I'll actually give a good example. So you see that lady with the violin? You just keep that in mind. You don't hear the violin anymore. But when you get back closer to her, listen for it. That right there is the dynamic music that he was talking about in his one video. I think I did a reaction on that, oh god, back in July. So, oh no, maybe it was September, one of the two. But yeah, you hear the violin. That is dynamic music. And then as I get away from it, as I get away from people, it dies down. Huh? It's the copied city. So can I go back? No, I can't. Okay. And for everybody who was in the Discord call when he was showing it off, this is the 15 seconds of gameplay that we saw that he was playing, was the transitional stuff, and then you drop down, and you're like, oh hey, what's going on here? And then you had no idea what you're getting into. We just knew that there was that drop there, and we're like, okay dude, we're, alright, give us more, or we take your kneecaps. And he's like, no, I live too far away from you guys. I'm not going. You can't take my kneecaps. And we're like, well, that's a good point, but still. I know I'm just rambling, but still. It's Saya.
Aren't you tired of being a puppet?
No, I like having somebody's hand up my backside.
Like there's a destiny, a bigger purpose pushing us towards an end. Even the beginning feels scripted. As you watch fate shuffle those tarot cards, deciding your future, is that what you truly want? Break it.
I will say, I really like the animations here. Okay, so that's an auto teleport.
Break it.
Every man's picture, or every man's world picture is always the same. Proved by any other existence. Sometimes I think about this as the picture of the world that she truly wanted. What is real, what is fake? The line is blurred to you, like you. Let's go back to the initial question. Are you real? No, better yet, are you alive? Sure. Really? I don't know. Why? Because I feel like it. This is stupid. It's unfair that you're limited to responding with just yes or no, while I have the freedom to write like this. She probably felt the same way, but still many times I ponder if it really is the right thing to do. In the end, the question loses its... It's all a matter of perspective. In your eyes, you are alive, yet in actuality, you parallel the Schrodinger's cat experiment, a cat coexisting in life and death simultaneously, but in different worlds with a closed box similar to yourself, akin to her. Shall we open the box? Sure. Let's go buck wild. Okay, so this is Schrodinger's town, I think. Ace, you're a monster. I just hope you understand that, dude. Like, you are a monster. And this is coming from the guy who, like, is, you know, the cat man. So, to see you do this, dude. I can't believe you're making me do this, man. How dare you? You're just awful for that. I will never forgive you. I will say I'm really rocking with the bass line for this song. Alright, let's get a little brief scout of what we got going on here. Oh, I got tagged. Dude, how was that a trade? I refuse to believe that was a trade. Oh. That's interesting. I'm glad that we're actually seeing that. Okay, so, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but if I stand in the shadow, who is this? Nia, her arms are like phasing out. She's only down like skeleton, like bone. But if I step into the light, her arms come back. So that's actually kind of interesting. I wonder what that indicates here. Alright, I don't want to kill the cats because I know that there's a thing that happens, and I would have to play the game again, and I don't think I want to do that just yet. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, the skeletal arms, saw that for a brief second.
You are here, Aiko. Aiko? No, I'm Aiko. You keep telling yourself that you are Nia, but you are Aiko. Yet your mind is so deteriorated that you genuinely believe that's your life. In that beautiful town, with that stupid spherical robot as a pet. It's over. I allowed you to revel in your absurd tale of a happy life. But now, it's my turn to read you my book. The Satire of Any Slave.
It said the name. It said the name. Can't believe it.
In an abandoned theater lived a very special puppet. It had no face or name, only strings that moved it.
So how does she end up in the cave? Come on. Okay, so I want to touch on this a little bit. Because I was having this conversation with Zahid a bit, and we were talking about level design. And I think I can actually highlight a really good point here, something that Zahid can relate to. So, yes, I'm taking a little bit of a detour to talk about Enenra. So we're in this cave here. Actually, it doesn't matter. So we have this cave, and there's like only one direction that I can really go. Can't go that way, so I can go this way. So, you know, shout out to Zahid, I guess, for for an idea on how to do level design. Just like give the suggestion of like, oh hey, here's a direction that you kind of can go, but you can't actually do anything with it, so just go the other way. But yeah, that was the first thing that popped into my mind when I played this area. I'm like, hang on, I was just talking to Zahid about level design, and this place is actually fantastically designed. And the whole reason why I was even thinking about that is because of the stupid marker over there. If you have a good enough design of a game, you don't need markers like that, in my personal opinion.
One day, a curious child entered the theater and found the nameless puppet. Instantly, he felt a magical connection and decided to take it home.
Okay. So can I go this way then? I know I'm not supposed to, but I just want to see. Ah! Okay.
As time passed, the child became sad and confused. One day, the nameless puppet took the child within its strings and with a sorrowful voice said, "Dear child, I am your reflection. You've given me life, but I've also taken yours. Look at me. I am what you truly desire."
I think this is the part that I don't like. I'm gonna go with easy because I'm a wuss. It didn't crash on me, did it? Okay, okay. Took a minute to load.
The tale has ended. Your reality fades away. What you see now is the last line of code of an AI that gradually shuts down.
Ow. I think this is the track that like everybody was going nuts for on the Discord server. Ow. Yeah, this is the one thing that Ace was like super excited to show off, was like, oh hey, we have this boss battle that syncs with the music. Oh, now we got a dancing puppet. I should be doing better, but I'm not. Yo, the puppet's actually breakdancing. Alright, just keep holding shoot and spam dodge. There we go. Sorry, had to go into competitive mode there. It's the cutscene. I'm so glad he stuck with the original stuff. Everything that I've seen from like the first, what was it, the Dissonance trailer? I'm so glad he's keeping all of it.
The child broke his strings. However, in doing so, the child fell to the ground alongside the puppet, closing his eyes forever. No, that's not a bug. That's how they look when they don't have animations. It's the intrinsic nature of this world. Oh, come on. Weren't you paying attention to my story? The puppet and the child. I am your reflection. Look at me. I am what you truly desire. But is that true? Or did you desire to fix this fractured world? The one she shattered. She who died in your world was alive in this one. Do you even care, Aiko? You gave up. You chose to exist in this perpetual loop where everything repeats endlessly. Break it. A mind that deteriorates slowly, refusing to accept the truth. The child broke its strings. You did it too. You broke my strings. Your strings. But in doing so, you closed your eyes as the butterfly landed on them. You signed a contract so long ago. This contract allowed you to see beyond this fractured world. You leap through countless timelines, leaving behind multiple versions of yourself, dying over and over again in an endless cycle of death. And in the end, you achieved nothing. You decided to lock yourself in this box, alive and dead at the same time, in a loop that you call reality, the state or quality of having existence. However, what defines existence? What makes something exist? What is your reason for existing?
All right. Um, yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, I remember when Ace said, like, hey, when this demo comes out, none of you guys are going to have any idea what in God's name is going on. That's how I feel right now. And there are a couple people out there who probably have a way better idea of things than I do. But no, this is all new territory for me. And yes, like I said, this is my second time playing this. I still have no idea. And that's exactly what Ace is intending here. He's trying to pull out a couple Taroisms, and that's exactly what he did.
It all starts in the real world. The person who made this game was obsessed with making an exact copy of Shibuya. A real district of Tokyo, even if it took years. But the question is, why?
Okay. That's what I thought. But it's kind of interesting how he made this, like, perfectly loop.
This is not a work of fiction. The characters and events depicted in this video game are entirely real. Any resemblance to real, living, or deceased individuals, or to actual events, is not mere coincidence. From this moment on, you will undergo the degradation of the mind, memories struggling against each other, trying to form a message, trying to remember a reason for existing in.
I love how it doesn't actually say, like, the name of the game. Congratulations to Madison Lee for having all of the major parts in the demo. Yo, it's Kevin! Yo, it's Kevin! Look at that! Yo, there's Frosty, there's Nova. Dude, Kazort, freaking Kazort, man. He was the guy who just showed up out of nowhere. He's like, yo, how's it going? Oh, there's Zahid. The second shout out in this video, by the way. By the way, the game's very loud for me, so if I sound loud, I don't apologize. The audio mixing is kind of scuffed, so I don't care. 19, 11, 14, something 45. And that's it. Like, that's the demo. It's a very short demo. There was the thing with, like, the cats that you could do. I don't think I'm going to explore that just yet. If I get time later, I will, but right now, kind of interested in the training room, though. Okay, dude. Interesting. So that's a flower. That's not a crystal. Because I think my original video that I did covering the combat with these guys is that I thought that was a crystal. Yeah, that lifeless there. All right. What was that? Do I get a perfect dodge? I do. Oh, she does that little sword spinny attack trick that 2B does. Alright, but it's nice that he included that in the game. Can fight the puppet again. There's more stuff I can cover. There's plenty of stuff I can cover. But we kind of get an idea of what we're dealing with here. Yeah, there's no context. But now that I've given it a little bit of thought, this does confirm one thing that I'm not looking forward to. And that's the idea of the multiple timelines. I'm not a person who enjoys multiple concurrent lines of, you know, story going on at the same time. I don't think I'm looking forward to that being with this game. I have a lot of hype for this game. I have a lot of, you know, passion, and yeah, I might have shut up about this game for a very long while, but this still sits in the back of my mind every now and then. So I have hope for this game, and the multiple timeline things is definitely going to be interesting to explore. It's presented so far in a way that I haven't seen before. It's not like, you know, Avengers and what was that? Infinity War, Endgame, whatever that one was, where they did all the time traveling. It wasn't like that. It's not like Back to the Future. Good God, I think Assassin's Creed might fall into this category as well. This does its own thing. And Ace has been very passionate about taking the pieces of the formula here and making his own thing. Because all these concepts, as he said, have already existed for time and time again. He's not doing anything new here, but he's doing it his way, which I'm very interested to see how it works. If the multiple timeline things does blow me away, and given everything else that Ace has done so far, it probably will. But, like, I don't know. My theory as of right now is that Aiko is some sort of weird time-traveling agent. But at the same time, it's... I gotta think how I want to phrase this here. They're not all Aiko. They're different versions of Aiko. From different universes, different parallels, different worlds, so to speak. So... I'm wondering if it might be like a Shadows of... Web of Shadows? No. What was that Spider-Man game? I know somebody knows. It was the Spider-Man game where you like had the 4 Spider-Man from like the different, you know, universes. And like they're all Spider-Man, but they're not all, you know, the same Spider-Man. I'm wondering if we're going to see something like that here, which would be kind of interesting. But again, this is an early demo. I don't know how much progress Ace has made in the main game. I don't know what the demo is. There's a chance he's still going to be working on it for the next 4 to 5 years. Who knows? I don't think he will, but who knows? So, we'll see. We will see. And I must say, the music is very nice. But yeah, Ace, you freaking monster, dude. Been wanting to see me like mentally just collapse since the start of this. So yeah, I'm just wondering, like, we got the multiple timeline thing. That's pretty much all but confirmed at this point. So I'm just wondering how he stitches it all together. We will see. So yeah, Ace, thanks for giving me the opportunity to make my little video here. I'm not going to be doing any theory videos yet. Anybody who wants to see me do any theory stuff, I'm not doing it. Not at this point in time, anyways. I do not see a need for it this early, so anybody who's banking on that, God knows why you would, not doing it. We'll see. I'm just processing everything, dude. Like, I know I played it this morning, but now I'm actually like in the mindset, like, okay, what's the next step here? And what significance does Nia hold to Aiko? Time will tell. Time will indeed tell. But yeah, I'm glad to have finally gotten my hands on this. I think I'll touch on this. This is the demo. I'm pretty sure this is the demo that most of us were looking forward to back in July. There is a little bit of a kerfuffle, if you will, on the Discord, like, yo, where's the demo? And Ace kept telling us, yo, I'm working on it, just let me cook. Kind of like how the Elden Ring community is with Miyazaki right now. We're just like, hey, you good over there? You done yet? So he cooked. Was this worth the wait? That's tough to say. There's a lot of stuff here to dissect, and I'm pretty sure anybody who's like looking for the stuff, which I certainly am, there's a lot of content here. Yes, it's story driven. It's way more intense than Nier Automata, which again is the closest that I can compare this to. There's story here, there's things to unpack, and was it worth the extra, what would it be, 6 months, I think, of waiting? Tough to say. Really tough to say. I'm glad that, you know, he finally pumped the demo out. It looks solid. For those of you who remember my Nenra video, like, I broke it. And And I wasn't even trying to break it. There was the thing with the cutscene that, you know, kind of got screwed up. And Zahid, bless his heart, man, like, he was like, okay, so I saw your video and I absolutely hate it. I'm like, what do you mean you hate it? He says, the amount of work that I'm going to have to do because of you. Hey, man, I'm just trying to, you know, help you out. He says, no, I get it, but I still hate it. So I don't have any of those moments here. I'm going to play this on my own time, and if I come across like a game-breaking glitch, like I'll let Ace know in his Discord. But for right now, it looks solid. It looks like a well-crafted demo. I'm hoping that this shows some amazing things for, you know, the finished products. I'm really looking forward to a finished product. I understand things take time to to, you know, craft. So I'm willing to be patient. I have other things that will keep me busy. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. But we knew that this was coming, and I'm not disappointed. I might be disappointed in my own mental processing power and how this is a load of just lore keeping that I got to figure out how to piece together. And not like for, you know, how to explain to novices, just for myself, because there's a lot of stuff to unpack. Yeah, I'm sold. Still want a copy of the soundtrack, but I'm sold. We will, yeah. I'm sorry, this is just a lot of, stuff to think about. So thank you all for hanging out and listening to me babble for the last 10 minutes and just try to form words of just nonsense. I know that this was supposed to be my Geno Kids video, but as y'all saw and y'all understand my priorities, that is not the case. I don't know when I'm going to do Geno Kids, if I'm being honest. I have nothing on that. Anybody who has like any questions and they want to reach out to me about my thoughts on stuff, you can always reach out to me through Twitter at Gemini_despair. If you know how to get a hold of me on Discord, like, reach out to me on Discord. I am not bothered. Some of you might be better off reaching out to me on Twitter, but still. I'm also always hanging out with one Ezekiel Maxwell, Ezekiel Maxwell VT on Rumble, Ezekiel Maxwell with one L on, Ezekiel Maxwell 89 on Twitter, so you can reach out to him to get a hold of me, but since we're both on Twitter, I don't see the point in doing that. But yeah, make sure to go show him some love too. And I'm gonna try to get him to play this eventually. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's how you guys can get a hold of me, on Twitter, through my Discord, through freaking Zeke. He knows how to get a hold of me too, so. But I try to make myself so available that you guys don't even need to do that. Just giving him the recognition that he deserves, being such a great dude. And again, thank you so much to Ace for like putting this video, frickin' kittens. It's late for me. Thank you so much to Ace for actually putting the demo out and like giving me the opportunity to, you know, actually get my hands on it. Dude, if you are like trying to break me, you already did it. Like I can't wait to see the rest of the other bits that I'm kind of missing here. Alright, y'all. I will see you guys in the next video. I don't know which one that's going to be, but still. Adios.